you talk about your data stack, or even the ones that you're seeing some of your other customers use, are there tools that are coming up again and again? There are other tools that complement Census and dare I say Clearbit really well? Like, what else is out there? What are some other things that people might not know about yet that are part of what we might call the modern data stack?
The modern data stack, yeah. I think there's kind of a handful of tools that I think are now becoming very valuable. And so some of them are very obvious, right? Some of them predate Census. So everything related to ingesting data is kind of a requirement to even get into the game. So you need something like Stitch or Fivetran that can pull data in to your data stack. And the nice thing there is these tools have gotten sufficiently great and broad that you're really not limited by what you can bring into your data. So a demo form can be brought in, whether that's with a native integration with whatever demo tool you're using, like it could be a HubSpot demo form, all the way to, just a webhook from like something that you wrote custom. That can be combined with your database, right? You want to bring in your database, so it's like very important to kind of ingest that. And then the next step in the stack, right, which is necessary, the broader the amount of data you're managing, is something to kind of keep track of all the ways in which you're merging and fixing and cleaning this data. And so dbt has really emerged as like one of the best tools to do that. And the nice part there is that you can also version your data over time, so that you really have a good, like you remember my point about embracing a culture of iteration. That allows you to go backwards in time based on changes that you made in case you screw up. Then, of course, all of this needs to live in a data warehouse. That kind of goes without saying. So I think Snowflake, BigQuery, and Redshift are kind of the ones we see most often. And then you want to visualize that, and there's lots of visualization tools that work well with this. And then I think to give people kind of some perspective on where there's additional tools beyond, so you can think of it as like this kind of oil refinery, right? So it's like data comes in, you store it, you join it, you transform it, and then you ship it out, right? And that's what Census does. And by the way, the transformation is very much where Clearbit comes into play for us, right? This is where we work perfectly well together, even as users of your software, where we bring that data into our warehouse and combine it with the existing data that we have and use that to make the kind of unified decisions around the output data, and then push that out into the tools whether that's advertising, CRM, et cetera. Now, once you do all this, so I'll give you now a kind of an additional category of tools that I think people should really think about. The more you deploy a stack like this, the more you will realize that things can go wrong, right? That was my whole point. You need to embrace a culture of iteration and a culture of failure. That doesn't mean you should be stupid about it. So you need to start thinking about how to monitor and track your data. And one way to do that is to write tests. And so dbt is a great platform for doing that. Another is to make sure you pick a tool that kind of helps you validate data. And so that's something that Census does out of the box. But I think there's a whole category of tools now that have emerged around data monitoring that you can plug into your data warehouse. So these are products like Big Eye and Monte Carlo, that what they do is kind of passively monitor all of the data that's in your warehouse, looking for anomalies, looking for things that might be broken. And again, those are natural tools of the trade from the engineering world that make perfect sense once you embrace a culture of like, something's always broken, and the goal is to kind of consistently work on improving your SLAs for keeping data, in good shape. And to assume that your data is never going to be broken is wrong. And so I think having a data monitoring solution to combine with all this is probably something people should think about.